Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emory Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Bring you our 2013 NFL Draft Special for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We're handing out draft grades, and we're going to take a look at every last selection the Buccaneers made this past April, as well as some undrafted free agents that you want to keep an eye on.
The Bucs made huge splashes in free agency with the trade for Darrelle Revis and Gholston coming over from the San Francisco 49ers. So going into the 2013 draft, their needs adjusted just a little bit, but they still were able to come away with some very good players. You look at Mike Glennon out of North Carolina State, the quarterback, instantly upgrades their backup quarterback position. In my opinion, Freeman is their franchise player, but they had to do better behind him, and Glennon instantly becomes the number 2 guy. Now, what I like most about the Bucs draft, coming into this draft, I had them taking the top-rated cornerback D. Milner, but they solved that issue with Darrelle Revis. So now they get the second best corner that I had graded in this draft, and that's Jonathan Banks out of Mississippi State. Ball skills, number 1, can be an effective blitzer off the edge, and does a great job as a returner. So the Bucs get a versatile guy that can help bolster that secondary. And William Gholston out of Michigan State, no, he did not become the feared pass rusher we thought he would be coming out of high school, one of the best recruits in the country, but he was a productive player over the course of 4 seasons for the Spartans. And in my opinion, I think he's better suited as a defensive tackle. He could be an ideal 5 technique in a 3-4, but for the Bucs defense, which is the 4-3, I think he'd be an ideal 1 technique. Get up the field, push the pocket, create one-on-one opportunities on the edge for Claiborne and Bowers. This was a great selection by the Bucs. I think he provides value later on in the draft and where they picked him. And the Bucs also came away with a steal, in my opinion, in round 6. Mike James, running back out of Miami. In my pre-draft rankings, I had him listed as a sleeper prospect. This is a guy that will be a better pro than he was a collegiate. Doesn't do anything great, does everything very well. Dependable back, can run, catch, block. I love this selection. He instantly upgrades their backup running back position. Now, what I didn't like about the Bucs draft, I felt as though they should have added another wide receiving option for Josh Freeman. You have to get 3 wide receivers in this day and age in the National Football League, and right now I have some serious questions about their 3rd wide receiver. That's the only aspect about this draft that I didn't like. They should have added another weapon for Freeman in that offense. A couple of undrafted free agents that could surprise and make the roster. You look at offensive tackle Jason Weaver out of Southern Miss, athletic guy. I love his versatility. Can play on the right side where he's probably going to be slated, but also has the footwork to play on the left side. And also keep an eye on Brandon Smith, the cornerback out of Georgia. I was down at the East-West Shrine game in Tampa, and this was a guy that stood out all week long, making plays on the ball, wasn't afraid to come up and lay the lumber on a running back. But where I think he can have an impact on this Bucs roster will be as a kickoff returner and a punt returner. He provides that explosive ability you want out that position. I'm giving the Bucs a solid B for their draft. Remember, they addressed a lot of their needs in free agency with Revis and Gholston. They bring in Tom Crabtree, tight end from Green Bay. But this draft was mostly about addressing the needs in the depth positions on their roster. They found their backup running back in Mike James, found their backup quarterback in Mike Glennon, and also got a very good cornerback in Jonathan Banks out of Mississippi State, and an undrafted free agent in Brandon Smith that could help out as a returner. So overall, this was a very good draft, in my opinion, for Tampa Bay. And I want to give the Buc fan forums a huge shout out for always showing football game plan support.